What's up, everyone? My name's Cranch. Welcome to Cranch Collects. Today's going to be first video for you here where we're going to be submitting a large number of cards. We have a local game store here that does PSA submissions, and so I'm just going to do a quick rundown of the cards, that we're going to be submitting here. And I just wanted to do some reference photos and have a record of all the cards that are being submitted. The Squirtle illustration rare there. Next up we have Misty's Psyduck. A lot of these cards I picked up from vendors here in the local area, and I try to get as clean as copies as possible. Sometimes you'll see like little dust or something. Usually that's just on the Beckett sleeve. I do my best to try to only submit clean cards. This is going to be my first major submission that I'm doing, and I'm hoping for a decent return here. Pikachu illustration rare from 151, very popular card. Nice little Psyduck in the corner. Next up we have the Groudon illustration rare. This one seems a little bit off-center, but it's still a super clean copy. On the back it definitely looks a little bit more centered than the front. So, potential for a PSA 9 on this one. I'm not really seeing any wear and tear on the actual card itself, but maybe just because of that little off-center on the front, it may get a 9, but still think it's worth grading. Probably one of my favorite illustration rares from the Scarlet Violet era. Next up we have this secret rare Pikachu from the Cosmic Eclipse set. Again, I pulled this back in, I think it was 2020, and it's just been in my collection ever since, and it's a very clean copy, and I'm very hopeful about this one. Next up we have the Ghastly illustration rare from Temporal Forces. Very gorgeous illustration rare, and this card has just skyrocketed in price recently. Next up we have the Bulbasaur line from 151. I got this line from a very friendly vendor here. I can't remember his name, unfortunately. But all three of these cards that I'm about to show you are super, super clean. And yeah, I just really think that these all have a potential for getting a PSA 10. And for any collectors wondering out there, this is how how PSA likes cards to be submitted. They want them in the penny sleeve and then in the Beckett shield or some other semi-rigid top loader. They just prefer that. You can't really send your cards in using top loaders, unfortunately. But yeah, this Venusaur illustration rare is very clean. Next up we have the Team Rocket's Houndoom from Destined Rivals. One of my favorite art rares from that set for sure. And very clean on the centering. Again, all corners and edges. These were all, most of these were either obtained from vendors or pulled straight from packs. Next up we have a very cute Litten illustration rare from Temporal Forces. Again, quite clean. There you go. Got the Snorlax from the 151 ETB. I thought this one was pretty clean. It's not Pokemon Center stamped, but I thought that this was quite a clean copy from one of my ETBs, and I'm going to submit it. And so hopefully in a few months from now, I'm recording this video, I don't know when it's going to go out. I'm going to have a follow-up video where I'm revealing all of the grades that you're seeing here. These are very clean. Love that Bulbasaur. Got the Mew EX full art from the Ultra Premium collection from 151. And this card surprisingly shot up in value. I didn't really see this one coming. It's a little bit off center, but everything else about this card is very clean, so it's got a shot at a 10, but I'd be happy with a 9 still. Then I got a trio of Blastoises here. Again, these were all pulled from packs by me. And this one maybe a little bit off center, but very clean nonetheless. Yeah, seems a bit off center, but can't be perfect. This one a little bit off center too. But I have all these. There's a bit of a ding on the top of this one, actually. I'm just noticing that now. Can't really see it from the back. So I'm wondering if that is just kind of a thing that happened when there was cut. Don't know if that would be marked as a ding. Sorry, that light is terrible. But anyways, I'm still going to send this one off. Even if it comes back a 9, it's raw value. Hopefully it doesn't get below that. Then this Blastoise here. Again, very clean. And I think this is probably the most centered one that I have. So print quality in 151 was questionable at times, but one of these Blastoises I actually pulled from a God pack. Maybe a little bit of a ding on this bottom corner here. Got the God pack of 151 and pulled the Squirtle line, and that was very exciting for me. Next up we got the Charizard. Again, this card has exploded in value. I thought that 151 was, basically everyone thought 151 was printed into oblivion. A little bit of whitening on that corner there. Centering seems good, and a little bit on the bottom here. So potential for, I'm gonna say a best of 9, but still wanted to get this one graded anyways. And if I somehow get a 10, lucky me. Next up, we got a Jolteon V from the promo box. I do have copies of the VMAXs, but I found that they were very off-center, or there was some whitening. This one's a bit top-heavy, but still pretty clean. Maybe a little bit in the corner here. But again, I've seen some PSA 10 cards where these whitening in the corners, they kind of just happen when the card is cut, and they don't take off too much from it. So as long as everything else about the card is good, no scratches or centering is good, and then there's no real whitening other than that, and there's no dings on the corners, they don't really deduct too much from it. So if everything else is a 10, it will still get a 10. So hopeful on that one. Next up, we got the Flareon. Very clean, very centered. This one is very good chance for a PSA 10. Maybe like the tiniest bit of whitening on this corner here. But again, all these promo cards are gorgeous. Vaporeon as well. Seems a little bit off center here, but everything else about the card seems very, very clean. Love that. Next up, we got the Espeon V that I actually pulled from an Evolving Skies box back when it first released. And it's just been in a sleeve and in my binder since then. And again, this card, very nicely centered, no whitening, no dings on the corners, none of those like cut marks from the factory. So I'm very hopeful that this one will get a 10. Next up, we got a Giratina V-Star from Crown Zenith. Gorgeous, gorgeous card. One of my friends, Zook Rips. I've done a couple collabs on his channel before. He actually pulled one of these from, I think it was the Morpico V Union collection box. And both of us lost our minds because it's like such a gorgeous card. And then I ended up pulling one as well out of a ETB, maybe like a week later. Again, beautiful. High chance at a 10 on this one. Next, we got the Charizard EX from Paldean Fates. This was my chase from the Paldean Fates set when it first came out. I was after this one more than the Bubble Mew. I was able to pull the Gardevoir as well. I'm not submitting that one for grading just yet. I'm going to be doing another submission in maybe a month or so. And there's going to be some more modern cards in there that I want to submit. But this card was gorgeous. Next, I got Tyranitar V Alt Art from the Battle Styles. I just love how sleepy he is. Definitely having a food nap. And this one is a very, very clean copy. Maybe like the slightest bit off center, but I think it's definitely within the limits here. No whitening, no dings on corners, and I got this from a reputable vendor. And when I was expecting it, I didn't really see any scratches. If you're seeing any scratches, it's probably just on the actual semi-rigid top loader here. So, beautiful card. Next, Pikachu EX from Surging Sparks. I had a friend of mine pull this, and it was on release day. I bought a booster box, and about 12 packs in, we pulled this from that booster box and kept the rest of it sealed. This is an absolutely gorgeous copy. Tiniest bit there, but it's just like, you know, from the cut, from the factory. Everything else about this card is gorgeous. Maybe a little bit of whitening right there. I'm going to actually inspect that right now. It does appear to be on the card itself. So, that's a little bit worrisome. After this video, I think I'm going to take this out of the sleeve and I'm going to clean it. So I'm actually going to just keep that right back here. Hopefully I can get that speck off. If not, figure that out. Next, Umbreon Special Illustration Rare from Prismatic Evolutions. And this card, again, perfect. Pulled this out of a poster collection on my second pack ever opening Prismatic. And I was looking at the card, I'm like, oh, this is beautiful, I love it. But you can see right there, little dot. I think that's a printing ink error. And I'm a little worried that might bring it down to a 9. But everything else on this card, corners, centering, edges, all perfect, except for this one little blemish. So, let me know in the comments what you think this Umbreon is going to get just from that one print dot error. I still think it has a shot at a 10, but we're going to see. Next, we have the Greninja EX Special Illustration Rare, Twilight Masquerade. Pulled this from a booster bundle, and again, this one has nothing wrong with it. It is clean as hell. Absolutely beautiful card. Love this one. Good shot out of 10 for him. Next up, probably my favorite card from the Sword and Shield era. Gengar VMAX Alt Art from Fusion Strike. This one is a super clean copy. I actually picked this up from someone on Facebook Marketplace right after the set released. So I got a very good deal on it at the time. Maybe paid like 120, 150 bucks. And this card has absolutely exploded in price. So this one is one to look out for, and hopefully we get it back in a 10. Next we have the Rayquaza V from Evolving Skies. Picked this up from a vendor. I thought that this was a super clean copy. Picked this up probably February of last year for, I think it was like 120 bucks. And again, all the alt arts from Sword and Shield era are just exploding in price, and I just think they're going to keep going up and up. This one maybe slightly bottom heavy, but looking at the card right now, it is absolutely gorgeous. Definitely a good shot out of 10 for this one. Love Rayquaza, my boy. Next up, Lugia V Alt Art. Pulled this from the one and only Silver Tempest Elite Trainer box that I opened, and absolutely lost my mind. Slightly off center potentially, but everything else about the card is perfect in my opinion. And this card in a 10 also extremely valuable. Next up we have a Zapdos EX from 151. This is probably my favorite special illustration rare from 151. Pulled this really close to release from my Elite Trainer box, and just the trio of birds, absolutely gorgeous card. Really well centered, no edge wear, no edges on the corners, no whitening on the corners, and yeah, really happy about this card. Definitely excited to see what this comes back as. Another cool card here, the Beedrill V special illustration rare from, I think it was Astral Radiance. This is just a beautiful card. I love how many Beedrills there are. I like the little Beedrill in the field here. It's just a very gorgeous card. All the tulips, the flowers. This one seems pretty good on the centering. It might be like leaning just like a little bit, but hopefully I get one back in a 10 because it's a gorgeous card. Next up, we have a Pikachu V from Lost Origin Trainer Gallery. This card keeps going up as well as the VMAX from that set. Pulled this from the one and only Lost Origin booster box I was able to get my hands on before the price absolutely exploded. Me and my friend Zook, we were looking for the special illustration rare, or alt art, sorry, of Giratina, and came across this guy. So not too bad. Happy about him. Next up, I've had this card for quite a long time. Pulled this back. This is from 2012, it says. I think I pulled it maybe in 2014 or so. Plasma Storm Lugia V Full Art. This was during a time where I wasn't taking extraordinarily great care of the cards, so a bit of whitening on the corners, which is unfortunate, a little bit on the top, a little bit on the side here as well, maybe a little bit on the corners too. So this is definitely not going to be a 10. I think at best it's probably going to be a 7, but this card is just super gorgeous. Anything Lugia you really want to grade right now. It's one of the most popular Pokemon in the hobby. And even at a 7, I think this is still worth the grading cost for it. And yeah, and just look at that. These Plasma Full Arts from back then Absolutely gorgeous. So next up we have a Flareon EX from Generations. This was a gorgeous card. I loved this when it first came out. When you can see here, it kind of seems a little bit off center. Seems a bit off center. Is that scratching on the... Might be some scratching right on the fire energy symbol there in the corner. Maybe I'll take this one out as well and just take a look and clean it. But on the back, looks very centered. Maybe a tiny little bit of whitening on the bottom corner here. Other than that, maybe a little bit on the top here as well. So I think this has a good chance at an 8 at least. I'm going to take this one out afterwards as well and just get that maybe a little bit of a clean. Next up we have a Lugia EX Full Art from Ancient Origins. Pulled this back in my TCG playing days and just kept it in a binder ever since. Again, Lugia, any Lugia card you really want to grade right now. I think these are just going to keep going up in value. A little bit of whitening in the corner, top corner here. Maybe just like occasional little dots on the side here. Other than that though, seems well centered. Corners seem good. And I didn't really notice any significant scratching or anything on this card. So probably going to be an 8. Hopeful for a 9. We will see what this comes back as well. Next up we have a Sylveon VMAX. Also pulled this from my Lost Origin booster box that I got the Pikachu V Trainer Gallery from. And these cards just keep going up in value as well. So Sylveon, another favorite. This was a super clean copy. Like absolutely no whitening at all. No dents in corners. Centering is very good. So hopeful for this one as well. Next up is an interesting one. I live in Canada, so we didn't have access to this Best Buy promo, Team Rocket's Articuno. It comes with the stamp Destined Rivals on here, and you could only get this after spending a certain amount of money at Best Buy for buying the trading cards. And I found this card online on TCG Player, and it seems like it's in really decent shape. And due to the fact that this was an American exclusive card, I know that there's a bunch out there, so we're going to see what the PSA value will be when we get this back. At the time of recording, I'm pretty sure a PSA 10 for this card is maybe around $120, but again, this is one of the few cards from this set that actually look like a dark Pokemon. Like, it just looks very angry, Articuno. And if I'm able to get my hands on a GameStop promo, I'll submit that one as well. And then maybe when the Moltres Ultra Premium Collection comes out, we'll submit that. And then you could have a trio of the stamped Destined Rivals birds, which would be very nice. Speaking of trio of birds, I have one of the stained glass promos that I picked up from a show a couple months ago. These just keep going up in value as well. And I found this for a decent price, and it was just very, very clean. No centering issues, maybe slightly off center to the left to right, but no issues with the corners, no whitening, anything. Right out of the packaging. Didn't want to grade it with the cellophane still on it. And this in a 10 is just going to keep going up. Again, very gorgeous card. One of my favorites from the Sun and Moon era. But this one probably is my favorite from the Sun and Moon era. Rayquaza GX. Shiny promo from Hidden Fates Ultra Premium Collection. This was an amazingly clean copy I was able to pick up here at Fan Expo, actually, in Toronto. was a little bit pricey, but seeing it how clean it was, I definitely think this has an amazing shot at getting a 10. I'd be very surprised if this did not get a 10. Next up, I have something that's not really Pokemon related. I collected a little bit of Magic right when the Lord of the Rings set came out. I was actually able to pull this Surge Foil Extended Art One Ring from the, what are they called? The Holiday Special Edition collector boosters. And I have one of those sealed still in my collection, and I'm just going to keep it sealed because I wanted to open both of them, but I didn't think I'd be able to top this pull here. A little bit of whitening on the corner here at the bottom. Other than that, super clean. And I figured I might as well send this in for the submission because this being graded in any condition is going to be worth a lot of money. Not just for Magic collectors or card collectors, but Lord of the Rings collectors in general. If this comes back at 10, probably just going to keep in my Presso collection for the rest of my life. It is absolutely gorgeous card. Love it. So that's it right now that I think I'm going to be submitting in this submission. I do have a few more cards I want to show you guys. These are cards that I think I'm going to be submitting in the future. I'm going to do a larger vintage submission, probably, I don't know, in a month or so as well. But I got some really nice cards here. This is a beautiful Arcanine Holo Rare from Skyridge. And this was just in some kid's binder that I was able to, I've actually been in charge of looking at the cards of this binder, seeing anything that's in there and wanting to submit them for grading. So that's what these next, I got 6 cards here, I believe, that were from that binder. And there's some bangers, let me tell you. And I saw this Skyridge Holo Arcanine, and it is so clean still. It was in a 3-ring binder too, and it's actually in amazing condition. Didn't see any whitening, no issues on the corners. Centering is good, and I didn't see any significant scratching either. So this coming back, at least a 9. I'm hopeful for a 9. If it comes back a 10, this is worth thousands of dollars, like a lot of the Skyridge cards. And I just love the hand-drawn artwork for the Arcanine here. That's beautiful. Next up, classic Charizard base set. This one definitely showed a little bit of love, like everyone's Charizards from back in the day. It's got some pretty heavy play on the top here. I'd probably put this at moderately played. I didn't see any creasing or anything, but there's definitely some edge wear and dings on corners. You know, we didn't think that these were going to be crazy valuable. A little bit of scratching on the actual holo too. But overall, still think this is a good chance of maybe a 5, hopefully. And again, any cards, any Charizards that you have from your collection, you want to submit them. Just get them in a preserved condition in that slab, and they'll hold their value greatly. Next up, another interesting card from that binder. Legendary Collection Charmander. This is, I just love all these patterns. These cards are exploding in value, and this one's in pretty good shape too. Centering on the front is great. I didn't really see, there's maybe a little bit of scratching on here, but these cards scratch so easily. It's amazing that it is even in this good a condition. Pretty big edge wear on this right side. A little bit on the corner. So hopefully it gets a 5 as well. Again, these cards just hold their value. They're only going to go up. Legendary Collection Holos are beautiful. Next, Shining Magikarp, again, not in the greatest condition. It does have a bit of a crease on the actual card here, which is unfortunate, but again, these were in a childhood binder, and even just having this card at all is impressive. Little bit of, looks like, wear on the actual Pokemon name here. This back is pretty dinged up. Pretty bad whitening on the top here, bad on the corners and the bottom. Looks like a little bit missing here too. So again, gorgeous card. Probably lucky to get a 2 or 3 on these. I think it's still worth submitting because all these shinings are really cool to have. Unfortunately, no first editions, but that's fine. Next up, we have a Shining Mewtwo. Again, this kit has a stacked binder, and there's just absolutely gorgeous cards in here. Looks like there is, unfortunately, a bit of a scratch across Mewtwo's face, but you can only see it in certain light. Centering seems really good. Maybe a little bit of dirt on the top here. I'm going to clean these as well before submitting them. And a little bit of whitening top here. Corners a little bit here. So again, well-loved cards in a 3-ring binder, but definitely think it's still worth submitting. Hoping for 4 or 5 potentially on this guy. And last but certainly not least, we have a Shining Charizard. My jaw hit the floor when I saw this in this kid's binder, and oh my god. Actually took this out and did a little bit of cleaning before the video here because it did have some significant dirt on the back that I will show you. It also had some dirt like on the edges here and on the bottom here that I was mostly able to get off. You just use like one of these microfiber cloths that you use like to clean your glasses and stuff. And you just do it very gently, and you just got to keep going at it, keep working at it. And eventually it does come off. So hopefully able to increase the value there. And again, whitening. This was concerning for me. I really tried to clean this for a long time. I don't know if it's some sort of residue or something, but I was unfortunately unable to get this clean. A little bit of whitening on the side here, a little bit of paint chipping on the back of the card, and some edge wear on this edge too. But still clean, still a Shining Charizard, so definitely still worth grading. So, that's it for my PSA submission. I actually have one extra bonus card here that is kind of an interesting one. Again, Metagross VMAX, Rainbow Rare, not a valuable card to most people's eyes. I thought this was really cool. I'm a big Metagross fan. Got it when it came out, and it definitely lost value. But when I was inspecting the card, saw something really interesting about it. So again, centering is good, corner's good. That's not what I'm concerned about. But I think I want to submit this to CGC because I think it's an error card. Because if you can see, right in the corner here, looks like a printed S on the back of the card, right on the corner. It's obviously an S. I have no idea what that's for, and it's very, very tiny. Like, I don't think it's supposed to be, maybe, no, it's different than this S too. And it's in white, so I'm just really confused about it. Anyways, I think I'm going to submit this to CGC as an error card, because it's just, I've never seen this before on a Pokemon card. Let me know in the comments if you have anything similar to that in yours. But yeah. Anyways, my name's Cranch once again, and this is just a submission video. Just wanted to keep a record of all of the cards that I am submitting to PSA for this submission. I think there's definitely some bangers in here. A lot of money. It's going to be an expensive submission for sure, but I think hopefully we'll be able to make some money back on these cards. Just going through one more time. It's sticking together. UEX. I love these window ones. I don't have the Charmander window promo. I have a sealed Obsidian Flames Elite Trainer box, and now I'm scared to open it because it keeps going up in value. So I think I'm just going to keep that sealed. Missing the Charizard or Charmander. A little bit unfortunate. But yeah, again, Bulbasaur with a Pidgey in the window. Snorlax with a Pidgey on his belly. I thought these were really cute. So, thanks again. Thank you for tuning into this video. And I will see you in a few months where we get the results of all this grading. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe and keep on collecting.